Okay.
Skadap.
Warm up the
Ba-da.
voice. No, shit, that's an old one.
Hole.
But have you checked your... Oh, fuck. God damn it. Have you checked your... Have you checked your holes? Get up, butthole. Okay, that's a terrible way to start anything.
Yes.
But
Yes.
third attempt is the charm. And it worked like a charm.
1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6, 7. No, I don't remember more than that. 8, 9?
Nobody
Maybe.
cares.
Welcome to... Yeah.
Harmony.
Yeah, just need to actually speak in the English
Language.
Yes.
Yes. Sí.
Sí, claro. Yes.
Muy bien.
Muy malo.
Muy malo.
Muy malo.
Muy malo mucho.
Grande.
Grande.
Ariana Grande. I don't know.
Libertad!
Sounds weird when you say it out loud. La, 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 la.
Back on a Monday.
No. But it
Solomon
feels so
Grande.
much better being
Podcasting on a
Ariana Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, Ariana Monday. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Getting started. Trying to find that energy of 11 bullseyes before this.
Yeah, that was not fair.
That was not fair.
At
Life
all.
sucks. And it's a great lesson that life isn't fair. I wish I could teach it to all of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just stay away from darts.
Darts is cool. If you're the person doing the
target.
11. Yeah, the 11 bullseyes.
Yeah. Oh, but that's got to be a new record. So
Before the podcast?
Before the podcast.
Yes.
like
Because the record...
the previous record was 11, and then you broke it with 13.
13, yeah.
And now you did 11 before we even started.
Yep.
So that is 11 before I put the 1 in.
Yeah, no, 10 before you put the one. Because
Oh,
you
yeah,
put
yeah,
it
yeah.
in, and then you left your arrows, and
And
then I
then you-
tossed
yeah.
mine, and it also went into the bullseye.
Yes.
So, yes, very cool. It felt very Robin Hoodish.
Yeah, I'm sure. it
Without any of the skill.
did. Fantastic. So great.
And with that said, welcome back to the Sketchbook Heroes episode with me, Ilias.
And me, Robert.
And
sad Rob.
sad, very sad Rob.
Gravelly-eyed Rob.
Mm-hmm.
There's
And
so
this-
much shit in my eyes. I'm sorry. Like,
Episode 187.
yeah, 187, which is the police code for murder, y'all.
Y'all.
Yeah.
Fun.
There you go.
Let's keep it light.
Yep.
But on this episode, we're going to talk about productivity in all ways that matter.
Which are none.
None.
Yeah.
But we're basically going to talk about how do you get productive, how do you stay productive, and also not feeling bad about not being productive, because we get into this kind of mousetrap, I guess,
Yeah.
or hamster wheel or something, and then you feel bad when you're not being, at your sort of best performing
Self.
self,
Yeah.
whatever.
And this is touching on like pretty much where we are and have been for the last couple of months, I
Mhm.
think, just mentally mostly. So yeah, this will be interesting to see what comes out. Yeah.
of this episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And then on Toolies, I'm going to be talking about a writing program that I am using or app. So it's not like a course, it's an writing app.
on
on
tools, I'm also going to talk about Illustrator.
Oh,
Just
okay.
like really quickly. I'm not going to go into details, but I think like now that I haven't used it as much, now that I work in other, types of games,
Mm-hmm.
I just realized how much I enjoy it with the freelance gig that I'm doing
Yeah.
for Max here at Untitled, or with Max actually.
Okay.
So I just want to talk about that a bit.
All right.
So,
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
no,
No.
Jean-Claude, you shut your mouth.
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
Don't be smug.
If you want to be in on the podcast, you should be in
I
on the
don't
podcast.
understand. I'll be smug.
Yeah, good. Be smug
Be smug
and quiet.
and quiet.
Stupid watch, clock. Yeah.
Jean-Claude. He's our third. We talked about getting a third member. This is it. Jean-Claude is the third member of
Yeah.
this podcast. God damn it.
awesome. Throwing us off.
Yeah, but retro.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything. Like I looked through my Netflix list and my HBO list where I've been watching stuff. It's only my wife rewatching old shows now.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything new at all. I've just seen old and goldies, so it's probably not going to be a long retro this time. But I'm sure we can talk about something woke.
Yeah. No.
Mas. But yeah, so that's it. That's the episode.
Yeah, so please listen. Please, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, please
if you're
listen.
listening.
Please listen.
Please keep listening. I promise there'll be more. No, if you're listening, we would really appreciate you giving us, a review on Spotify or sharing it with a friend, shouting it out on your Instagram story or, where Twitter,
iTunes,
whatever, exactly, wherever you listen and whoever you can share this show to. Greatly helps us, yeah.
Yes.
Also, check out the Discord that you can find through the Sketchbook Heroes Instagram page called Sketchbook Heroes, or my Instagram, Ilias Patlis. Yeah. And also thank you to Max at Underverket and also Fabien. He gets a French name.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's pretty much it. Let's dive into today's craziness.
Yes.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons, even with beards and tattoos. They haven't changed at all. Filling sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook hero, imagination burning. Sketchbook hero, pick up the sketchbook hero. They don't seem to have any line. Sketchbook hero.
Yes. There is no craziness today. How are you doing, my friend?
No, shit, yeah, that part. Okay, let's not dive into anything.
We are. This is diving into it.
Okay. Yeah,
This is
but okay. Yeah, well, I haven't done anything really. Like, it's been, I guess, family stuff, lots of working out, and then just work at nights. But I did take a couple of days off now. I think from last Thursday, I haven't worked at all. Like, from Thursday to Saturday, I did nothing. Didn't play video games either. I just actually drew something, and then I when I uploaded the podcast, I also did when you wrote to me that you were uploading.
Yeah.
I just sat down to do the cats, the vector
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. Nice.
So that was the first time in a couple of days where I just I didn't do anything, just relaxed, hung out with the kids, played basketball, stuff like that.
Nice.
Nothing fancy.
Keeping it low key.
Yes,
I think that's important.
Yeah, but trying to sort of stick with the non-stressful year. Although there's a lot.
Yeah.
I have 3 freelance gigs side by side, kind of so it's really important to kind of, balance these out and not go crazy. And also my day job right now, the game is at the end of its thing, so the tempo has gone down a bit. So we're just tweaking and kind of, polishing. So.
Yeah, so I think right now is probably a good time for you to do all this stuff. And
Yes.
then when the next game
thing
kicks
starts, yeah.
in, then that'll be a whole different...
Chaos, yeah.
But just hang in there, bro.
Mhm.
You got this.
Yeah, it feels good right now. So I'm back on drawing doggies. So I've drawn 1 dog today.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And when was that gig?
Next week.
All right.
On Monday or Tuesday. No, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay, good. So
Yeah.
you have a week of preparing.
Oh, I'm so nervous. I need to write to them. She said she was going to send me some shit, but if it's all going to be dogs on the spot, that's going to be harder. Am I going to draw dogs that are on the ground? What am I drawing?
Like, worst comes to worst, just take a photo of them on site and just use
Yeah,
that.
I think I'll do something like that, but
Yeah.
so they can walk away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, they
well-
might be really trained and super good, but
Oh yeah, but I'm going with the worst, like the worst dogs.
the ugliest dogs. They're
Too
so
cute,
ugly,
get
they're
away,
cute.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
I only draw fluffy dogs. They're easiest. Those smooth, furred ones are. You can't make as many mistakes as you can with the furry ones.
The
you know?
naked dogs.
Yeah. Ugh. No.
I didn't even know that was a thing, but that is apparently a thing as
Oh,
well.
I
Like
have
the
no idea.
the naked cats,
Mhm.
but same with dogs. I've never seen them. I don't know what
Mhm.
they look like, but I've heard they exist. Yeah, just feels like a big rat to me.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. You know the rat from Brain Dead?
Yes, that
that's
was
kind of
exactly
what I
that's
see.
where my
Yeah.
brain goes as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Zingaya.
Sangaya.
Zangaya. Oh man, that like opening scene is like etched in my brain
Yeah.
on the van, you know,
Yes.
like or the Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. I have some movies I want to revisit, but I don't know if they'll hold up.
Yeah. No, I think I'm a little bit too afraid to revisit those
Mhm.
because like
Now they're still good in my head. That's
yeah,
the thing.
That's exactly that.
like,
Because they're not going to be when you see them now, I think.
No. My brain has like it's updated the graphics and everything. You know, the special effects and everything are
Quite.
really good.
But it's Peter Jackson, you know.
Mhm.
It's all good. Yeah.
But how are you, dude?
I'm good. I'm good. Still just working and working and working and not really seeing any end to that. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I've come to this weird acceptance now where I feel good about everything and it's okay that I'm not being as productive with my own stuff. And I don't know. I think I needed to have a couple of weeks of panicking and really
put things in perspective, I guess.
yeah, or just come to that sort of the mental state of it's okay, you know.
Mhm.
You don't have to do all this stuff. But yeah, this week is one of the slower weeks in a long time, which feels really good. So I'm looking forward to just having some downtime when I come home from work. So I only have 2 major tattoos to draw for this week, which is well pretty unheard of these last couple of weeks. And no pets have died this
No,
year.
that's good. That's good.
Or this week. Sorry. Yeah, no
But
pets have
next
died.
week.
Yeah, you never know. No, it's so sad. Like the hamster we have left, Spooky, named
Mhm.
after Mulder in X-Files. He's also named Spooky because he is so extremely scared of people. Like as soon as he senses or notices anybody, he just vanishes. So I've seen him twice, and those 2 times in 1 week has only been when he's been out to drink a little bit of water. He stayed in his house the whole time.
Until nighttime, maybe, and then he runs around.
Well, I'm up until 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, shit. Okay, he doesn't do the burglar sounds.
Nope.
Oh.
So I think he is like really depressed.
Aww.
So it's really sad. So yeah, I'm expecting the worst. Like he's probably not going to make it that long, and I can't introduce a new hamster.
Unless it's a female one.
Yeah, but she'll kill him probably, or you know,
yeah.
they'll kill each other.
Yeah,
you
I don't know how that works. I think it's the same sex that can't handle each other.
No, it's whenever there's a woman involved.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
when-
okay.
So
But I heard
if you have 2 boys, that's fine. If you
Yeah,
have 2
2 boys.
girls, they'll kill each other.
they'll kill each other.
The boys can also kill each other.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a 50-50. But more than likely, they'll just hang out and it's all fine. But yeah, as soon as a female is introduced, all hell breaks loose.
Mm.
Kind of like real life.
Chris Rock.
oh, yes.
But let's leave that controversy to
Definitely
another podcast.
Not
yeah.
too soon.
Chris
Yeah.
rocked.
Yeah. Oh, he got rocked.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Fuck yeah.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's been a really like unproductive week, which just ties into the topic, I guess. But I will reveal the revelation that is my new life, and yeah, that's it. Like, there's nothing.
There's no.
There is
Life
nothing.
is empty.
Life is empty. Everything sucks. And is that the intro I hear?
And I'm
Yes.
becoming a father.
Intro away.
Cool sounds.
In your mind. Yeah.
Again.
every week.
Every week there's sounds in your
Something
mind.
in your mind. Yeah.
Two dum-dums.
Kind of how it works.
Talking.
Yeah.
I'm talking here.
No, I don't know what it is today. I feel super off. Like, I'm way too sober for this. This is weird.
You can't throw darts without whiskey.
Nope. Definitely
Whiskey and the arrow. I don't know.
Yeah. But we are back.
We are back. We are very back. We're so back that
We're so back that, in fact, we're talking again.
But yes. So where do you want to start on the productivity?
The productivity.
Productivity.
I don't.
Okay, cool.
No. Where to start, to be honest. Like, for me, I've been stressed for so many weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you just go back every episode from today and backwards, I think like a year. The only thing I've talked about is me not creating and the panic that has followed that.
But it feels it
mental
started
state.
after Inktober, honestly,
Yeah.
though. Like, that's where it started for both of us.
Yeah. And
The downfall.
after Inktober, it was fine. Like, it was something that we kind of both expected would happen.
Yeah.
And also, like, we actually took time off because it was so stressful. So that was fine. But then not being able to pick it back up again, like, that has fucked with my head since then, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
And just been nagging myself, like, just sit down and do something. Every day, whenever I have that chance, I say that. I sit down, I start something, either on the iPad or drawing on paper. As soon as I start, I'm like, nope, not feeling it. Like, I don't want to do this. Sometimes I manage to push something out, and sometimes it's nothing. So I have so many, like, half-drawn, ruined pieces of paper on the living room floor, just in a pile. The past mistakes or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I love saving those, though.
Yeah, but just to have them. You know, I normally use them for, like, spraying.
That's what I mean. I use
like
them.
I just reuse them. But more of, I guess, a reminder that, you know, you've done this a couple of times now, so just do it, the real thing. But that did bring me to, well, I guess it was that in combination with getting the new iPad thing that I talked about last week. And now I feel that, well, writing is what I want to focus on. So I am more or less shelving the art and drawing aspect of my personal life and just focusing on the writing for now. Like, I really, really want to get at least one of my stories out by the end of this year, get it finished, and then focus on getting it published all of next year and, like, polishing it or whatever is going to happen. Even thinking about taking a writing course and stuff. So, but I can dive a little bit deeper into that later. But that's sort of where my mental state is right now. And just by changing that mindset of, like, shelving the art has made me more productive with the writing now. So in that sense, it really did push me in the right direction, getting that new keyboard thing for the iPad, and, like, everything just feels right. It's so nice to write on. Like, you have that perfect click of the key.
Nice, yeah.
So, like, yeah, with all that babbling said, I'm in a really good state now when it comes to productivity. But it's also, like, I think this week will be sort of proof of that or not. So we'll see, because I do have more time this week to actually write. We'll see how productive I will be. So I guess a little bit of a follow-up next week just to see where we actually ended up. But yeah, that is where I am right now, and that's kind of, I guess, where this topic came from also. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, where are you at? Because now, obviously, you've been pretty much productive all the time. You've had a little bit of a hiatus from Inktober until early this year, and then it just kick-started for you.
But it was nothing personal, though. Like, I haven't done personal stuff. I think I've done 3 pieces, so that's 1 a month.
Yeah.
And most of them, like, one of them, actually, it's only 2. I can only call the ink pieces personal. The other stuff has been prepped for freelance.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really qualify. But I don't know. Like I accepted. Like I didn't like the burnout that I had after Inktober. That one I had to come to terms with. But I think I handled it the right way.
Yeah.
I didn't put pressure on me to kind of be productive. Just accept that, okay, for a while now, I just need to not be productive. So I buried myself in video games. And I knew that at some point I'm going to get tired of this. And then, or something's going to stop it. And then it's going to flip the script, I guess.
Yeah.
And then just like, I'm going to get back into it at some point. And I feel that it just happened naturally. And I feel so much calmer. Like, because everything compared to last year feels so easy right now.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like I figured something out. Like, I found some kind of balance. I still feel like you were feeling like it's going so well that I feel that it never stops. Like,
Never stopping.
yes,
Yep.
the success without some sucking thing is happening. So there's a lot of the good stuff, but then, at some point, like, I'm trying to keep it flowing, I guess. No disruptions.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said before, like I feel so calm when it comes to all this stuff.
Why is that?
I don't know. Like I think
What's
just
happened that made
I think
you
it's just the
so-
contrast from last year and the experience, from failing a bunch of times.
And probably from like the Inktober where we both got so extremely burnt out
Yeah.
that we realized that it's not worth it
Mm.
in a way. Like,
Yeah, and I wouldn't put it on Inktober. It's just like
but that
managing
amount of work.
But that amount of work with all the other work. That's the thing, I
Exactly.
guess.
So now whenever we have time off, we kind of maybe prioritize differently.
yeah.
Whereas earlier, you didn't really have that. Like, I don't know. Maybe we were more bored.
I think I can pinpoint some things that I think are making it easier for me. At least I'm not stressing about social media like I haven't done for a while now.
Yeah, same.
And even when I do post, whether it goes good or bad, I'm not feeling that anxiety that I was feeling. I don't feel like I need to be productive for social media, so I don't give a shit. And also, like, those things, plus the freelance stuff, I think I figured out, like I can't draw the stuff that I draw personally that takes forever,
Yeah.
I need to find like a in-between style, and I found some of that as well in the freelance stuff. So like the project that I'm working with Max, you've seen, the style that I've set, and it's something that I can get out fairly fast. So I think I've done well. Like since I've gotten the freedom to basically set the style in the projects that I'm working on, I've set it to a reasonable level where I can produce something that looks fun but isn't going to kill me. So basically like the ink stuff,
Yeah.
I can, get something out within the hour and then, polish that, and then I'm done. So I think that's the balance that I've found. Less work for the same money, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've never had that before. It's always been too much. Like the scope has been too big,
Yeah.
for the amount of time that I have. So it's stuff like that.
But I mean, that's I think that's something that we all should be striving for, more or less. Like that whole, like the letting go of all of this.
It's hard though.
Shit,
Like, you need to, because
When you're deep in the thick of it. you know?
it's hard to kind of, but he's cool with it. You kind of need to walk like that, like through purgatory,
Yeah.
until you kind
And
of realize that you had it pretty swell.
And it is that sort of in between the letting go and acceptance that is the whole feeling stressed about not publishing and
I even think I saw Chrissa, that has been on the show, Chrissa Bug on Twitter and Instagram, writing the same thing, like feeling the stress of not, like posting or like not creating.
I mean, it's definitely a thing. I think we've all felt it at some point, and that's been one of the factors that have been stressing me out a little bit. But then remembering that, well, I mean, the following I have is not that big, and I think the core people will just be following anyways, and it's only numbers,
And I think you got to remember that you're not the the focal point of everyone
No,
else's
of
lives.
course.
You know what I mean? So when people apologize, oh, sorry, I haven't posted, nobody cares.
Exactly.
Like-
Nobody reads anyway.
No, but I just mean like you're not the center focus.
no.
You know,
But you do
of their
feel a
life.
sense of ownership of the platform because you do post.
the audience that you've built,
and
maybe.
exactly.
Yeah, but,
and you feel like you are letting people down when
but
you're not.
Yeah, when you're not.
When you're
Yeah.
not. So, and I think, it took a couple of months to really have that sink in. And now I feel like, well, whenever I do produce anything, I feel so much more productive because whenever I do produce something, I'm choosing to publish it on Instagram. I'm not creating it for Instagram. That whole thing that we've been going back and forth with for, billions of episodes. But yeah, how do you avoid like stepping on these landmines of?
I think you just got it though. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you can learn a bit from others, but I think what puts me in a state of unproductivity or in whatever it's called.
Productivity?
No,
No.
being unproductive.
Yeah.
What puts me there is not knowing exactly what I want to do, you know?
Mhm.
When I'm working on something like the project that I'm working with Max, I'm supposed to draw like a character, okay? And that character is supposed to be a lot of different things. But to me, like, the concept is so clear.
Yeah.
Also, I kind of, set the base for all of it. So it is easy for me to kind of keep adding to it. It feels like it's like an easy path to follow.
Yeah.
Whereas, for example, the OPA stuff as well, the Inktober stuff that I've done, it's just keep spewing out stories and
Yeah.
then try to connect them, in writing. And then, drawing new shit because it all sucks. But again, it's like, it's a constant flow. So as long as I don't get tired of the actual style that I'm drawing in and I keep sort of pushing myself just a little with every drawing, it feels like a fresh thing and I can keep doing it because I don't have that many obstacles. Because I feel like when I have too many sort of like holes in my boat, that's when it doesn't, float. Yeah. And like it ruins the flow.
Yeah.
And when the flow is ruined, the more I have to kind of learn. Like, let's say, let's take a bigger boat. If you don't know how to fucking do anything on it, it's not going to move. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So the more I need to learn to kind of get the shit rolling, like, the harder it's going to be
Yeah.
stay productive. Like, I could, I figured this out. And then I get to the next thing. And, and that is
yeah.
like a huge thing to kind of tackle. And then the next thing. And then you get discouraged. And
Yeah.
then,
There's too many of those things. And
yes.
you've already spent way too much time on this and you haven't even gotten started. And
then kind of,
it
ebbs
ruins
out.
the whole- yeah.
The whole thing. And that's why I think that also goes together with your definition of success. So I think productivity can be killed by you setting the bar so high that unless you do like a 30-person job, you won't succeed.
yeah.
And I think that's what kills productivity as well. That it's just too big for you to handle. Instead of like, okay, I'm going to make this one little thing and then like sort of build off of it, on it.
Yeah.
And then, in a year, I'll have this part, because we're all like, oh, I'm going to have this within half a month, or like half a year or whatever. But it's like, it's too, like, you haven't kind of considered everything else you're doing in life.
Yeah. There's
And
a
I
lot
think
of
we all
factors.
fall
Yeah.
into that trap, like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, I could like probably do this in like 6 months. And then, but you have a kid on the way, you have a second kid,
Yeah.
blah, 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 whatever it is.
Stuff.
Stuff is going to happen. Life is going to,
Life.
fuck, yeah, it's going to life you up.
Life is gonna life. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. Like, I guess the whole going with the flow thing, like, it's such a cliche, but I think it's the only way to go, where you're just like, you go frozen on it for reals. You just let everything go and just, let life carry you on in a way. And whenever you see that little flicker of inspiration or whatever, and you do feel like, well, this is, let's do this. You just do it. And that's the only way to go.
But I think writing that you picked up kind of taught me something. Like, especially when I started just writing little snippets.
Yeah.
It's you because we both said like, oh, it's so easy to write.
Yeah.
When you're just writing without it having to be anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's how you should do things sometimes, because as soon as you start analyzing too early, you're not going to be doing anything.
No.
You're going to be like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not this. Or, nah, this sounds bad. It doesn't matter.
No.
Like at this point, just get stuff out. Just get the ball rolling, and then you can analyze it later. Like you sent me your script, for example, and it's so much fun to read. Because I get to read, sure, you've rewritten this a little, every now and then.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but it's still like I can see your thought process. You know what I mean? Like it's still there. Like since it is like a rough draft of your script, and it's like it's fun to read through because I get to see it when it wasn't ready. You know what I mean? I get to sort of like, he's gonna
unfiltered.
Exactly. I get to explore this, and I get like the unfiltered version to kind of see where the ideas are heading. And even at that stage, you can sort of see like some really fun moments and some fun little sort of details, as I would call them, that are totally unnecessary but totally necessary. You know what I mean? Like those little.
And I think it's because
audience flirts.
Yeah, but it's probably because your brain is dialed to the same tone as mine, so you pick up on those things. Whereas somebody else, like if I gave it to Sana, maybe she wouldn't even.
Yeah, it would fly by.
Yeah. So that's also like, obviously you need to aim to a certain demographic of people when you do write stuff. And that is, again, like
that's why I love Deadpool.
Right? It just works for
everything. It has
everything.
the jokes for us.
Yeah.
It has the jokes for the nerds that are nerdier than us.
Yeah.
But it also, my wife can watch it.
Yeah. And the kids.
And the kids, yeah.
It's got everything.
It's got anal.
It's got anal.
I totally forgot about that scene. I was like, whoa! Skip that scene.
Yeah. They got to learn sometime.
Holy crap. Yeah, I totally forgot about that scene.
Crap.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. I was like, he's going to cut off the hand later.
Nope.
Totally forgot about the other stuff. The hand wasn't even a problem. I was like, it looks gross.
Yeah. The sound is gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah.
But
you gotta keep the anal.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was scary. Sending off the first couple of pages. Well, first couple. That was like half the book.
No, but it was fun. It was fun. I actually enjoyed that it was longer.
Okay,
good. Because
good.
usually, when like the stuff that I've sent you sometimes, like it's just like a scene.
Yeah. It's
so much nicer to have like a bit more.
Yeah.
Because then you can kind of get the gist of where the whole thing, like what you're trying to do. You
exactly.
know? A scene is basically you've done nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we've written a lot of cool
Yeah.
Like
and I mean, that's
shots.
kind of what you got anyways. Like it is just this one scene and then a totally different scene and then but
you can see where it's heading.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I don't know how you're going to end it, entirely, except for what you've told me, but I can still see that it is like, okay, you're building something here.
Yeah. And that is also something that that keeps me pumped now because this is totally brand new territory. And when I start diving into it for reals, now, it's just like, fuck, I didn't think of this or this or this or that. Like, I'm just writing for the hell of it. And now all of a sudden I have to think about stuff when I'm writing. That could be very, very discouraging as well.
Yeah, of course. But it could also be like a helping hand when you're stuck. Like, I said they were going to be there. Or it's this thing that I need to,
Kind of like what you did with when we were at Comic-Con and you had to explain...
the story to
and then you explain
over
again. And then you explain...
over,
and every time you explained it, you added a little something.
you added a bit to the story.
Because I was listening to you all the time and like... Dude, you really fleshed out a pretty cool story now that I don't think you had when you started.
No,
like you had
some
pieces of it, but now because you talked about it so much, it became this like really fantastic journey and story.
And you gave me an idea now that I should probably just like we did with the Nerver ending story on the Discord.
Yeah.
Maybe I should write that. I haven't gone in. I don't think anyone has written anything in a while. But I was thinking to maybe write a bit, and maybe that's what I should do with it. Instead of doing a book or anything, I'll do a couple of pages and then do like a YouTube channel for Olpa and Brim or something, and then have like images, and then I do narration. I narrate like a bit of the story.
Yeah.
Something. It's something. Just like something different. Like. You're doing story time.
Yeah, I dig it. Or you do it while you do like you show your drawing process. You just
or
read
something like that,
yeah.
and then
That could be nice.
exactly. That could be exactly
instead of just
time
having
lapse,
one
yeah.
image. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Keep it interesting.
Yeah, something like that. That would
That's
be
a great
fun.
idea. I like it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gabe.
But yeah, just sending over the pages to you immediately made it like, oh shit, I've gotta fix this, or I got so into
That's
it
what I
straight
told you
away.
as well when
Yeah.
we met. I was like, as soon as you send it off, you start getting hyper aware of what you've written, where and when and what, and when you read it, you just have this other like spider sense type of reading through it.
And I'm not in the same headspace now that I was when I wrote it, which was like almost a year ago. Like it's insane how much, like how long time has gone in between. But I think the biggest mistake was going back and reading the whole thing. But because it's been so long, it's difficult to pick it up and just keep writing. So it was.
It was needed.
Yeah, it was needed. But I also got caught in the whole fixing of everything.
No.
The whole of last
Don't fix
night,
it.
I was just reading and rewriting and fixing and tweaking. And why did I formulate that way? And like you said,
like I said,
it was a Hank and a Frank and like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
small stupid stuff
Hank
like
and
that.
Frank, and it's the same guy.
So it's just
But
yeah.
I would let it be and just keep writing it.
Yeah, and that's what I need to do now. But
Yeah.
I'm also what sort of made it. I don't know. Some people commented on the post or the story, but I did post a picture of me being in on one of the publisher's pages and sort of considering submitting the pitch for the book because I really want to do this. Like I've set my mind to I'm going to be an author in some way, shape, or form. And hopefully it'll become something on Netflix, which is the end goal.
The dream, yeah.
And that's why it reads more as a movie than it does
It does
a
read
book.
like I told you. It was basically sort of like, Predator, like it has those vibes. Like I'm seeing it vividly.
Yeah.
And I guess it's because I've seen that movie recently.
Yeah,
but it's
that's really good. And it's also, I guess, because we are from a visual background.
yeah.
So whenever I do write something, it's an image in my head that
Dude,
I'm
I see it as a
explaining,
movie.
you
Yeah,
know?
I see it as a
Yeah.
movie as well. All
So-
of it.
I don't know if that's a unique way of writing or not, if there's a specific twang in that language that maybe, like the writing language, that might be unique.
That would actually be a cool question to pose to the Discord or like to anyone listening.
Well, I'm going to post it to the publishers as well.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But no. But I mean,
But,
the question about like, how do you if you write anything, do you visualize it in your head? Can you see it? Because I see it as a scene by scene movie.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm like, oh, he's up high, looking down at this, blah blah blah, and it has like the way that I write it is how I'm seeing it. Basically,
Yeah.
you know.
And I think that is one of the hardest things that I've ever tried to do. So the diner scene was really difficult to write because it has this sort of vivid, fluid motion in the whole thing, and it's actually timed with music in my head and everything. Like I try to have that in the
Yeah,
story.
because you're trying to keep the song that you wrote in and
Exactly.
everything,
So
yeah.
like if you know the song, you can immediately hear it and you can just sort of visualize it even clearer. But it was so difficult to get the rhythm in and how do you write it so it still feels fluid and
Yeah,
so you get like this cool action scene.
Yeah, because if you don't know the song, it's gonna be a flatter scene.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. And it also like I just like how the song names the character. Like nobody knows his name because reasons. And it just like when he flicks the coin, it decides his name more or less, and it's like this whole thing. Yeah, it's. I love this.
I just thought Smooth Criminal.
yeah. But of course it is. Of course.
Just
But a little bit cooler. But it's just like, just talking about it now, I'm so pumped about it.
Yeah.
But just because I am making my own movie more or less in my head, and I'm getting to add in Easter eggs that I can now explain to you, and like these, well, like you said, the tipping jar, like that
so
thing.
good. Yeah, it was.
It's
so
just
good.
like, of course you notice it, like because that's
Those are my
something that
favorite-
we love those things.
Yes.
But just adding little things like that, it's so unnecessary, like, because it's so quick, but it just does so much.
So much, yes.
So, yeah. Man, I'm rambling now.
No, but the good thing, if I can steal you there for a while, is something that I think you should keep doing is sharing it with people close to you, because it's gonna keep making you like hyper about it.
Yeah.
So you can get some feedback. Like I would share it with like I don't know Matthias or someone else that isn't me as well to kind of get that input. That sees stuff a bit differently.
Yeah.
And just keep sharing it. With a close circle of people, just so that you can. Like, because I think it'll keep pushing you. So write more, send it out, get it back. Like, oh, I thought this, I didn't understand. Okay, cool. Take the notes, but leave that, and then keep writing it until you have basically your whole story somewhat.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I do feel embarrassed sending it out because it isn't finished, and there's so much left to flesh out. So I think maybe I'll try to flesh out like more or less a full story that's really just. Very loose,
but I'm thinking like when you get stuck.
Exactly.
Because I think that keeps it sort of like it keeps it moving. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I wrote this. Now I'm gonna take a break forever. You know what I mean? Like trying to stay away from that.
Yes.
Because once you stop, it becomes an uphill again. Like, you're like,
which it definitely was. Yeah. I think the incentive of getting the new tablet case was really good because it's a lot of money.
So spend $400, kids, and you'll get productive.
Because you're like, well, I spent all this money. I need to make it worth it. So just sit down and you write on that fucking thing. And it did help. It really did. So now whenever I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, write something. Just write something. And I've already, I have 2 more ideas for other books that I want to write now. So all in all, I have 5 stories that I'm working on in my head. It's a lot of fun, but at some point it's going to be way too much as well. So we'll see what happens. But dude, I'm having a blast.
And that's the thing. As long as you're having fun, it's going to be easier.
Yeah.
To play around with and just generate new stuff from
But
it.
even just researching how to pitch an idea, just going in and reading about that
makes
got
it
me
more real,
really
right?
pumped. Yeah, I'm like,
it makes it real.
Because all of a sudden you have this thing that you've dreamed up more or less, and now you get to put it into you answer somebody's questions with your stuff from your story.
So hard.
So it's you really you have to know your story, and because I couldn't answer all of them, and it was I had to sit down and start thinking, and you're building that world even more now, and it just helps so much. And it's been this weekend was a lot of fun just from that little thing. And also posting it on Instagram wasn't just some random thing. Obviously I did it to kickstart my asshole, I guess. Is that no?
That's a term now.
That it's a term now.
It's a straight circle.
It is a straight circle. Yeah.
Your ass.
My ass. But yeah, so because people were commenting and getting excited, then that also means I need to keep pushing.
And that's why I'm saying have these little things, when you're running out of steam, that it kind of throws you back into it. You know?
Yeah.
Because I think setting up the way that you work is one of the more important things. If you're always setting yourself up to fail, you're gonna, you know what I mean?
You are gonna fail. Yeah.
But I feel like I do that a lot, or I have done that in the past where
manifesting failure. Or?
No. It's just that I'm not putting myself up for success. For example, let's say I've done a really good job now. I'll take a break, and then take a break for a year.
Oh yeah.
Reward yourself in other ways. I've written this much. I should probably
now I can write some more.
Exactly. That should be your reward, or I should share it with someone. This part.
But it also,
just
I think for me, it sorry for cutting in, but no, shut up, Clock
Van Damme, shut up.
No, but I feel, and this is just my psyche being an asshole, but when I send you it, I feel like I'm putting work on you. You know what I mean? I don't want you to have to do this.
But it wasn't I because I didn't want to sit and just because I didn't have anything to watch, and I told you like, oh, I'll read it when I go to bed, because then it'll give me an incentive to go to bed.
Yeah, but a lot of
early.
people say that, but then they don't,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then they
yeah,
feel
but
like
they're losers.
Yeah, but I mean that's why you're the best. But no,
That's
I
what
did,
wanted.
and I did feel bad about sending it to
But it was
you.
so much fun for me to
Yeah.
read it. Yeah, because
But-
I get to read what you've written that we've talked about.
And tear me a new one,
Yeah,
which is what I want. Like I want honesty. I want
Yeah.
somebody to say, "No, this is really shit," like,
Yeah,
because it's very close to shit.
no,
I know
but
it is.
but
It's
I told
walking
you,
that
like,
fine line between extremely horrible or
Yeah, yeah.
so bad it's good.
But I pointed out like one of the scenes is like it's really like hard to read.
Mm.
And then there's, like I told you, like some of the stuff is not believable because you just haven't gotten into detail yet. You know, like how like let's say like an agency works, or like how the military works. You know, like
Yeah.
and in the military, I think you'll do fine because you have some experience.
Yep.
But then, you know, like how does that fucking agency work?
Exactly.
Who knows, you know, and just like trying to kind of get that info, I think will be fun as well.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, oh shit, they do this, and, you know, covert ops or whatever the fuck it is, you'll learn a lot, you know. So I think it'll be a fun exploration as well, and I think that'll just make it better.
Yeah.
But I kind of liked that it was just like, basically you've written ideas down like I do.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you go back and read them, you die a bit inside.
Yes.
But it's like when you have so much as like you do, it's a lot of fun. Like sure, it takes some time to read, but it was fun. You know, like it is. I kind of see what you're building, and then, you know, since it is a work in progress, like midway, you're like, I'm gonna switch country, and then just like, you know. But I get to see that as well. You know, like it's gonna be this place, and then like by page 28, you're like, but here, but
Went
I'm
from Japan to Finland.
exactly.
Yeah,
And but,
okay.
but I was like, that's better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I got to see like not only like the polished thing, and then you're like, it's okay, but I get to see like, oh, that's better.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
way more interesting. We've already seen like a lot of, because everyone loves, you know, Japanese culture
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. But it'd be cooler to take some country that no one makes a movie about and just do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was an awesome, like I like that I got to see it.
Nice. And it also brings it back like more home, closer
yeah,
to home.
and it's always more fun.
Yeah. Now there's some stuff coming later in the story that is going to tie in more to like Viking and
Cool.
sort of what's it called in English?
Norse
like Asa
mythology.
Norse mythology. A little stuff like that. It's going to be sprinkled across the thing. But yeah, that's another really cool thing is that there are no rules. Like this is my world and I can
That's
do
what I mean.
whatever the fuck I want.
So much fun. Yeah.
Maybe in this world, Japan is right next to Finland. Who knows? You know? I decide this.
I was like, Japan.
Japan.
And they speak French.
Out of the frying pan into
Japan.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
No?
No. But blah, 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 blah. Yeah, feeling more productive for sure, and feeling really pumped about not stressing over having to draw stuff more than for work.
Yeah, exactly. So you're freeing up time, and that's something we talked about. Is just because you take, like, let's say you prioritize something else in life, because life is, you know, a bunch of fucking up and downs and cycles and shit. Taking out art for a while and focusing on other things that you think will make you a better, you know, person is also legit. You shouldn't feel bad about not drawing for 6 months.
No.
Especially at our age, like 6 months, that's like a snap of the
Yeah, it
fingers.
is.
So feeling bad about it will make those, you know, 6 months, you know, horrible.
Yeah.
Whereas you could just accept that, like, oh, this is a cycle. So I'll just relax, I'll focus, I'll get some new inspiration. And then, you know, when I have time again, when it opens up again,
That's
when
boom,
stuff
yeah.
happens. Yeah. But then you also have like, I wrote a book in those 6 months because I wasn't feeling bad about not drawing, you know, and it's just like accepting the sort of situation you're in, but finding, you know, your wins. Like, okay, I'm going to be an author for a while. That doesn't make you not an artist, you know. It just says that I want to expand.
Yeah.
I'm going to pivot for writing, and then you can combine them because you have both the skills.
Yeah, exactly. I can do my own covers, you know.
Because I've read a lot of sort of like comics and graphic novels that are really well drawn. And, you know, some aren't very, like, they're not the writing isn't
No.
great,
That's the thing.
and
Like,
because you haven't invested in the writing, you know.
yeah.
So it's nice when those two things meet.
Yes. And that's also because I do have the idea of maybe having parts of this story as a graphic novel. And
The
Also-
graphic novel book movie.
exactly. Just do everything.
Everything in one.
But just like I thought about it yesterday and like, dude, I don't even have to draw this. Like if I do manage to sell in the script eventually, they're going to help me like find the right person.
I'll draw it for you.
Exactly. No, but I mean, that could be a thing.
Yeah, but it is cool.
And just that thought made me super pumped as well. Like being able to.
But that's again
work.
letting it go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's,
Like
it's
letting,
not. It doesn't have to be me.
Yeah,
I don't have
exactly.
to do this. Like, I would be so happy to have somebody draw something that I'd written. Like that's insane.
This is something we should have reflected on. Remember when we wrote movies as kids?
Yeah.
Or talked about writing movies
Yeah.
and sort of starring in them.
Mhm.
And then, you know, we kept that idea, but we weren't in our movies, you
Yeah.
know. And then you were like, oh, I just want to make cool movies. And like at most you'll do a cameo in your own movie. But
Yeah,
that's it,
exactly.
you know. Like you'll be the guy that gets headshot.
I
Like
still have a
guard-
credit.
Yeah, Guard 43 director.
Boom.
That would actually be the best credit.
Yes.
Guard 43
Slash
director.
director.
Yeah. That is
Priorities, you know.
Actually, okay, the first one of us that does a movie, we need that credit.
Yeah.
Like
And
that
it needs
is
to be guard 43.
Yeah, it needs to be Guard 43. But there's only 3 guards.
Yeah.
It's Guard 43.
It's 43.
It's 43.
You didn't see the other 40.
The other 40 died in the background. No, but
Yeah.
it's just, I think, just like letting go of some of that stuff. Because I think it's still your baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you want it to happen, maybe trust some other skilled people to help you out as well. Like, I think is important.
Yeah. To probably just
Or if
help
you're
you
not a
out,
writer, get someone that's really good at writing, or you know,
to help you out.
to help you out.
Yeah.
Like if you're the artist and that's where you kind of shine and you don't want to write.
Yeah.
Instead
I
of
did-
writing a shitty story.
So I have sent the whole of everything that I've written to my friend Paul, who is a writer, but he's so busy that he keeps forgetting about it, and I don't want to be an asshole, so I'm not gonna.
But he old,
Nagging
yo.
about it.
He old.
Yeah, he old.
He old.
He old.
motherfucker.
He old. He got the 2 kids. He got the
got
big
kids, he
job
got
and
the
traveling.
house
And
and
he's got,
traveling
yeah,
and-
the White House and
I
picket
just, saw,
fence. And
I just saw him playing basketball and doing traveling.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
for sure. That's what he does.
Just
That's all he does.
that's all he does.
Traveling Paul,
The traveler.
the traveler. Yeah.
I already my brain
Like-
just took that into a movie.
Like, here we go.
I was
6
like-
stories now. The traveler.
I kind of like Paul the Traveler.
Yeah,
Just like-
I actually do have a traveler book, like already in my head. A time traveling tattoo artist. Yeah.
But
very
something I wanted to say about productivity as well, like what is productivity to you? You know, like
Mhm.
whoever you are listening out there. No, what is productivity? You know, like when I tell people what I do in a week, they're like, how does that work time-wise? And I
Mhm.
was like, I don't know. But that is productivity. Like I'm being productive. Like, sure, I'm not working only on my own stuff, but do you see everything you do as being productive? Or is it just when you're working on your own shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I
how much do you need to
definitely-
do of your personal shit to feel productive, you know?
Yeah. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Because I haven't really defined it in that way.
you don't.
But it is.
You just...
because you
it's a
do shit
feeling.
all the time.
Exactly.
Which is why you don't have time to do the productive stuff.
Mhm. Exactly. So
but
what,
you are being productive
Like,
constantly.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's only when you're watching Netflix, I would say,
Yeah, that
where you're not productive. Exactly. That's time you can sort of like legitimately say, I'm not doing shit.
Exactly. Which is why I always combine it with some other stuff.
Yeah.
So I am productive.
So you are correct.
But that's a really good point. Yeah. In my head, doing the mundane shit, you know, of mundane life,
Mhm.
you know, dishes and showering
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
all.
Doesn't feel productive.
That's not
Yeah.
being productive.
No,
That's
it isn't.
just-
It is just stuff that needs to be happening.
Yeah, those boxes needs to be
Yeah.
ticked off before I can start being productive
Mm.
with my own stuff. But maybe you should start seeing that as being productive. And
To
get-
some extent, I think it is. Like, you
because
know, like,
I mean, you do get energy from doing those things.
I would say like something that I started doing right now is, for example, like in the mornings, on the weekends when I wake up, I'll make coffee and then I'll take out the dishwasher stuff, the clean stuff from last night, and then just start putting it up instead of going like to the couch.
And crying.
Yeah, exactly. Because then I won't get up again.
No.
And then, wife will be sad and kids will be sad.
Of course. Like every other weekend.
Like every other weekend. No, but just that routine alone, like I hate everything that has to do with the dishes.
Yeah.
But that little routine of like I'm waiting for my coffee, I'll just take this stuff up, doesn't feel like a chore.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's that making the bed again.
Yeah, exactly. It's like making
the
bed.
Sense of accomplishment
yeah.
and just being productive. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's a really good way. And also I think just having like setting up, like you got to set up for success, I feel like.
Yeah.
So if you have like that one time a week where you can work on your own shit, whether that's only an hour that you have, just plan out what you're going to do within that hour and just do that one thing. If you've done the thing, you're good.
Yeah.
Or like part of the thing, let's say you break it down into 3 parts. Like, so every Sunday I'll work on my thing, whatever that may be. And you keep working on it. Eventually, if you're writing a song, you'll have a song after a couple of Sundays,
Yeah.
If you're making, I don't know, a drawing, you'll work on it every Sunday. You'll have a drawing, I think it's important to kind of find a flow that works within the life you're living at that very moment, I guess.
But that's, I think what fucks it up for me at least is that, we used to be those people that pushed out stuff so regularly and so fast.
I was never that guy, except for the ink stuff.
Yeah,
that
but
I just discovered.
Yeah, but that's also something that you kept doing.
Yeah,
and you did that every day for a very long time.
It's been 3 years.
Yeah. So and same for me with the portraits and just doing that pretty much every day for a very long time. When you did that all that time, and it was never a chore. It was never something that was prioritized, in any way. You just did it because you did it.
Yeah, life was easier.
And now you feel like you don't have that time.
Yeah.
But what are you doing differently in life that doesn't give you that amount of time that you had back then?
You're doing
nothing.
The sucking of success.
It's the exact same thing. Obviously tattooing has taken up a lot more time of my day.
There you go.
But in like just the scope of hours of working in a day compared now to then, the same amount, really.
But not really.
Because
you lived, like, if we take, like, the portraits, for example, when you were spewing them out.
Well, that was Denmark, and I had nothing
Denmark,
to do.
you had nothing to do. That was
no
therapy.
Girlfriend, no,
exactly.
No nothing.
He was like, you, a mattress, and a cardboard desk.
Yes.
And
what a good desk it was.
But I'm just saying that you were in a different mindset, and you didn't have, like, when you finished work, you were totally free. You know what I mean? Like, you were off the clock and you had no friends. Like, you did have friends at work, but but it's not.
But
the
not
same.
really.
Yeah. So then again, when you moved back here, like you had a girlfriend, you had this, you had a job, you had 3 jobs. You had a lot of jobs for a while.
Yeah, I had 4 jobs.
4 jobs. Yeah. And then you moved and you came to a new place, and what you're not like remembering is all the stresses that you had.
Yeah.
Like stress never, like gets you more productive. Like
no,
you might do more shit at but it'll just tear you down,
Yeah, and it really did.
And it really did. Because you got dark, just like I got dark when stress got too much.
Yeah, but just you talking about it now, like
it kind
just
of
made me think
it all back,
right?
Right?
And like, god damn, it was dark. It really it destroyed me. And I haven't been able to come back from it. Like I am a totally different
you will
dude.
never come back from it. Like that's the thing. Like it'll change you a bit.
Yeah, and like I think that's also something that I needed to accept, that I am this new person.
You're like exactly Robert 2.0.
Exactly. Like you keep looking back at the old you and like, but
I wish I was.
I was so. I wish I was a little bit taller. And,
I wish I was a baller.
Yeah. But yeah, just the whole acceptance. I guess that's the episode. Acceptance.
Forget
Fuck
everything we've said.
Just accept everything.
Scratch it.
Yeah. Accept everything. Accept everything.
Yeah. And set yourself up for success.
accept and accept.
Accept. Oh,
It's
Jesus.
such
Why
a-
have you done this to me? I haven't made the
What have you
connection.
done for me lately? Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say define what productivity is to you.
Yeah.
And also, you can't like if you have a lot of chores, you know, it becomes a matter of prioritizing.
Yeah.
It is tricky. Like, we're not going to sit here and say that it's easy. Life is different types of cycles. Don't try to do what I'm doing, you know. Do it the way that you would do it so that it works with your life. Because there are so many factors. It's how you're feeling. It's what kind of life you're living. Are you worrying about money? You know, are you affected by, like, the war in Ukraine? You know what I mean? Like, there are so many things that will play part in your productivity. One thing that I would like to kind of say about being productive, though, is just find, like, if you can't have that daily routine that a lot of people have, you know, just try to find another way of doing things. Like, let's say every other Sunday, I will escape from my family or my friends and everyone and just produce a lot of stuff, you know. Like, just try to just, like, get stuff out there. I'm going to write 4 different songs. They don't have to be good songs, but just like we did with the episodes. Remember when we used to, like, we just sat down for a couple of hours, like 4 hours.
And bulked. Yeah.
And we just wrote. I think we wrote like 5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And some of them, like, let's say we wrote like 10 to 15 ideas of episodes, but we fleshed out 5 or 6 of them, you know.
Yeah.
And then we didn't have to think about episodes for this podcast for 6 weeks.
Exactly.
It's pretty sweet.
It saved us a lot of time.
Exactly. So those like 4 hours that we invested there was like that. We could go and eat the burger that we do before the podcast without stressing about what the fuck we were going to talk about. Because we had, you know, like, this is the topics. These are the 4 or 3 things that we want to talk about. And then, you know, whatever comes of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's also the thing. Like, because we don't want to script everything, and we want it to be as rambly and random as we can, but still sort of with a captain steering us a little bit.
I think it's easier to come back to, you know, the topic
the
at
thread.
hand.
Yeah. Keep the thread.
Because sometimes when we don't know what we want to say, like this episode was very loose.
Yeah.
But it's like we want to cover this, this, and this.
Exactly.
And I feel like, although we kind of lose it every now and then, we were like, okay, but now we need to get back to the point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're still productive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So just try that out. Like, try all the ideas out.
Yeah.
You know, Google a couple of ideas and then just find one that clicks with you. Because I think that's the best way of doing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, or you might listen to someone else. Like, after you listen to this episode, nothing might stick. And then you do like a Google, you find a YouTube video that's like 5 seconds long. And they say the exact same thing in a different way. And that clicks with you. You know, whatever works for you.
But
That's
how it goes. That's always how it goes. Yeah.
So, you know, productivity. Don't feel bad about not having it. You know, like, it is basically like motivation, inspiration, all those things. You know, they in and out. Like, it'll cycle.
Yeah. And if you are kind of fed up with
the show, no,
then just don't pause it. Just keep going.
just vote
and
5
then,
and
and then share it.
share it. Talk about it all the time.
No, but if you're like sick and tired of like drawing that same thing and feeling stressed about not knowing what to draw, don't. Try something different. Maybe start writing a story. Maybe you'll come up with the best-selling children's book. Maybe you'll come up with the coolest idea for this Netflix show. Or maybe you'll just come up with a cool idea to draw.
I like like, if you're drawing, like, if your thing is like drawing characters, but you just can't come up with anything new because you keep drawing the same character, try writing a character first.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
turn it on its head. Because normally
Exactly.
that's always what we did. We started drawing and then we made up the character while we drew, because obviously he needed the scar. And then
and he's
it's like,
cool. And
so where did that scar come from?
yeah,
Because now it's there. So you need to have a story.
but damn, it helps to write them
Yeah.
out. Like, okay, he's this. He's angry because of this. He wants to do this because of that. You know, and then you're like, oh shit.
That's the character.
Yeah, that's the character. And then as soon as, like, something I never thought about creating characters was like, I always drew stuff and then I put them somewhere,
Yeah.
But I never considered like, oh, he's a desert person or he's a. I don't know.
Where did he come from?
Yeah.
Like, how did he end up
He
here?
lives in the Arctic, or
Yeah.
like he grew up here, or that's why he's dressed the way he is.
Yeah.
I always just drew, like a, I don't know. I just mixed it all up,
Yeah.
and then he lived nowhere because it was just nonsense. So just play around with like different methods of approaching the same thing.
Expand your thinking.
Mm-hmm. And if you're stuck, talk to someone.
Yeah.
Like you don't, like Robert, for example, like you don't have to show me the script. You can just talk about the script like we talked about. Just retelling it the way that I did at Comic-Con. Just getting to talk about it with different people and just,
Yeah. I mean,
good or bad.
It really is like loosening up before a workout, you know? It really just starts the cogwheels turning and all of a sudden you're just sitting there and you know everything about the story that 10 minutes ago you had no idea what you were going to say. Like, it's such a beautiful thing, like a beautiful mind.
Yeah, and if you meet the right person and you talk
Marry
to them about them, yes, exactly, marry them. But it also, like, once you get encouraged a little bit, like, or you see that you're jiving with the person you're retelling it to, you'll get better at telling the story.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get a bit more confidence.
You get pumped. And like,
yeah. And it usually becomes better storytelling when you do it as well. So
Yeah. And then you show it to somebody else and they just
and
slaughter
they're
it.
not,
And
they're not even interested. They're like, oh yeah, cool. So it's like this thing.
Don't forget
like,
your day job.
Yeah, exactly. It's that person. But I think those people are good as well.
Really?
Like not
No,
the
they are.
discouraging, but the people that don't get it. I think
yeah.
they're good as well.
Because that makes you rethink again. And
Exactly.
Like, okay, how do I... So yeah, like how do I retell this in a way that they understand too? So yeah, that's important.
And that's why my wife is dead inside.
Yeah, and why I'm not sending her a script.
No, oh man, we're on such different wavelengths.
I would love to know what she thinks of the
That
script.
would actually, I can show her if you want to. Like, it would be fun.
She would
Is
get
my-
through the first page and then...
But my wife loved Deadpool. Like, when I said the second one is out, she was like, yes, we're seeing this.
Same with Anna. We saw the
But then
first
we
and
watched
second one straight
Logan,
away.
and my
Yeah.
wife is dead inside. She was like, it's like unrealistic. I was like, that's what you took from this movie. It's unrealistic. That's where you got that like love thing in Deadpool, but you can't relate to a man and his mutant daughter-ish. I was like,
Clone,
yeah.
maybe?
Yeah, clone. Yeah, clone. That was the word I was looking for.
Clotter.
Collutant. But this all comes down to that I married the wrong woman.
Yeah.
That's what it all comes down
It's funny that it always comes back to that.
to. That,
the
yeah,
Logan.
but I feel like it's
That's-
it's where our relationship failed. If it's gonna fail, that's the one thing.
That's the
She won't.
chink in the armor.
She will never remember it. She like, what are you talking about?
she doesn't
I was like,
remember the
Logan. It was Logan all the time.
Snicked, bitch! Snicked!
Snicked.
And crying! and snicked!
exactly.
And crying!
She's like, I don't really know why we were, why we divorced. Something about snicked.
I've already signed the papers.
Well, I've snicked them. Nah,
Yeah, no.
she will never get it.
Nope.
She won't even get why I'm angry.
Mm-mm.
And she also called him the Bear Man when we watched the Wolverine movie.
Oh my God.
She was like, what was the name of that bear guy? I was like,
Hugh Jackman.
yeah.
So yeah.
Married the
let's,
wrong woman. So moving on.
yeah. I'm like, yeah. Let's wrap it up, shall we?
Rap. Snicked.
But yeah, have we covered everything that we needed to
No,
say?
probably not.
Productivity. Yeah.
Whatever we've missed, tell us.
Tell us. Yeah. How is your productivity going? Are you in a state of flow or are you stuck like
And
I am?
praise us how good this episode
Yes,
was.
please.
And how much it helped you become more productive.
Grease our
Productive
egos.
heroes. Does not work at all. So
No.
moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Moving on. And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Tools.
Tools. Took a tool.
Who has the shortest thing?
I have the shortest thing.
Then
for
you
sure.
do your short thing.
For shortest. No. No, so just to carry on my ramblings about the writing. So my friend Paul, who I mentioned earlier, he recommended this app for me. It's called Scrivener, and it is a pure writing app for if you're writing scripts or anything, really. So you have the templates for whatever you're going to be writing, but it also is really, really catered for...
Could you try again?
Shut up, clock! God damn it. Why we can never get him to talk when we want him to talk.
No,
but
never.
every time
No. We just
Yeah.
talking, and then I just like moved my hand down.
didn't
and he was
quite
like,
get
"Hello,
that."
blah, blah, blah."
it's like, no, but stop.
Sounds like Kermit now.
Yeah, stop it. So the Scrivener app is... Yeah. But it has a lot of good tools for you to use, adding notes and different folders for the one project that you're working with. Really easy to, you can add images and have like inspiration folders that you can jump back and forth with. Like Ilias talked about that I needed to do research for the secret agency that's going to be a part of my story. I can have a full folder with just all that research right there.
Connected to the thing.
While I'm writing, I can click on it and have that open on the side. And do that with like, well, as much stuff as you
But how
could
can
ever
you share
possibly
this
need.
with someone, for example? If
I shared it directly through the app to you.
the PDF is
Yeah.
straight from the
Yeah,
top
and you
of
can
your
choose
dome.
how you want to send it. If you want to
Okay,
send it
cool.
as a Word file, if
Okay,
I want to
okay.
have it as an open PDF, so you can write stuff in there.
Okay, respect. them.
Yes,
Yeah,
all of that stuff.
Very nice.
The only thing is it's a little bit pricey, so it's I would say around the same price as Procreate. So
That's fine.
and
Is
it's,
it one time?
it's the one time, but it's also just for that one device. So because I thought
Okay.
it was going to be throughout devices.
Yeah, like the iOS.
So I could jump between my iMac and the iPad.
But if you would pay on your iMac, could you get access to both things on the both?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Like,
My Christopher Lambert. Okay.
yeah, I don't think so.
That's
But that was also when I did get that app. So I think it's $35.
Mhm.
When I got it, that was also a little bit of a carrot to, get me writing
You're
more.
getting a lot of carrots.
There's a lot of carrots. That's why I'm so orange. Yeah, that was bad. That was a
Terrible
really
joke.
bad joke.
Fucking ruined my joke.
Yeah, a lot of carrots.
Such a great joke.
Yeah, what's up, Doc? Yeah. No, didn't save it.
It was better.
Yeah. Well, getting there.
Should have started with that.
That one time I dug myself higher. Yeah.
Dug yourself up. Yeah.
Yeah, no. But I mean, yeah, that's what I have.
Scrivener,
But
yeah.
that's what I'm using, Scrivener,
And it's for iOS.
it's for iOS. I think it's for all devices actually. Like you can probably get it for Android as well.
Okay, cool.
I haven't looked into this, so I don't know. But it's just a different type of tool that I find extremely useful at the moment. So check it out if you are a writing super freak. Or if you have any other really cool recommendations, let me know, please.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah, and I've kind of rediscovered the joy of working in Illustrator.
You suck.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
No, I mean Illustrator. Yeah.
Mhm. But no, it's so much fun. And like those 7 years working almost entirely in Illustrator on Candy Crush, like now that I use it, it's still all there.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah. It's so
For
easy.
me, it's gone.
It's all there, and oh man, it's so much fun and just create. Like I'm looking forward to being able to show some of the stuff that I've done because I think it looks like quite fun. But it is just it's so gratifying, like making these like super sharp graphics. Like
it's so clean.
it's so
crisp.
clean,
Yeah.
so crisp, and you can zoom in
forever. Yeah.
and it's still crisp. So I could print these on fucking buildings if I wanted to without the quality being any less. So
Yeah. It's really magic in that way.
yeah, so I would really recommend people to learn Illustrator.
Yeah.
There's so much fun you can do with it, and just that it's scalable and
And it's going to open up a lot of possibilities for work.
especially
Because,
if you like doing logos and shit.
oh, yeah. Because, once you crack the code, it's so easy to use and it's so great in all ways possible.
Yeah, it is a bit of a it's like Loop Studio kind of learning curve,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn.
And the worst is it looks exactly like Photoshop,
Yeah.
but is everything but Photoshop.
Yes.
You just press things and it's like nah, dang, dang, just like a lot of sounds you don't know what they mean, and it doesn't tell you either.
No. So I would recommend just taking like an online course or just something with Illustrator, because that's gonna help you so much.
Yeah.
Or like a proper YouTube
Or
tutorial.
exactly what I was gonna say. I would tell you to, like, instead of taking the software and like, I'm gonna do this thing, don't do your own thing.
No.
Like, if you're gonna learn something, try to take a step-by-step tutorial where you just do the lesson.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna teach you a lot of the basic shit you won't learn if you're trying to, like, okay, I'll make my own character.
Yeah.
Because there is
definitely
nothing's
the
going to
wrong way.
teach you that. No one has your character, you know.
No.
So it's better. Like how I learned Illustrator, I took this. I think it was like a font, and you were supposed to do something with the font, and then you made these leaves come out of the font, and you could do and it had like raindrops on them, and it just showed you sort of how to like create one drop. And then, squash it and stretch it like the way you do in Illustrator, and then just place it in different places. And, like it had a little drop shadow that you also, made shapes for. And it just told you what to do.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to think about it. And once I did that, I was like, oh, shit.
But then you see how you can implement that
in your own shit.
Yeah. And that is the best.
And it took away a lot of the, like, how do I do this? Or what tool does this, Yeah. So I did a couple of those tutorials where I just followed it blindly, and it was really, really good.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the page was called. I think it was called like Tut Plus or something like that, like Tutorial Plus or something.
Yeah.
And it had a lot of like free. That's how I learned to do logos as well. Like all the logos that you've seen me do, they're all like lessons that I took, back then.
Nice.
Just that I followed blindly. And even the feed logo, remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was me doing some other shit and then implementing it on that feed logo with the leaf.
wood.
The wood background, the glass kind of like thing on the feed letters, and like that's what I did. I just I learned it and then I tried implementing it on my own stuff with the same method, and it made it so much easier and so much faster to learn.
Yes.
And it wasn't like I didn't have to do as much guessing. Like some things, you'll get stuck. Yeah. But it isn't that frustration that you have when you're trying to learn everything by yourself. So doing like a step-by-step tutorial, I think, is what I'm going to leave it at. Yeah. I can try to link some of the old tutorials that I did back then, if I can still find them, or something similar. So do check, like if you're listening on Spotify or on iTunes, at least I know, or I think Overcast as well. Like, if you look at the description of the episode, I'll leave a link with the tutorial stuff. I'll try to find one that I think makes sense, and then you can try it out. Because I think that's one of the best ways to learn, a new way to draw digitally, especially if you're a PC or, Mac person.
Yeah.
So that is what I have on
the Toolies.
Toolies.
Nice. Yeah. Now we needed some Illustrator magic here.
And I think maybe we could do this more often. Just like share a physical link that people, since we don't use the links that we have the power to share here in the episode. So
that's true.
I'll link you the Scrivner app, and I'll link you the whatever the fuck I said, the Tut Plus.
Linkage.
Yep.
So
yeah, do you have anything else on tools?
No, I was just sitting here trying to think if there was anything else, but no.
Also, something about remember that like the dishwasher talk?
Oh yeah.
Same thing with like doing these tutorials.
Yeah,
it's like one of those like easy wins where at the end you'll actually have something finished.
It feels like a chore before you start.
Yeah, and
then you get started, and it just takes a life on its own.
Yeah,
and you get it done, and then all of a sudden you're so much richer, and you know these tools.
Yeah, and the cool thing, if you're working, for example, with text that I recommended last time, where you could take the layer styles and add them to text, I'll try to link that in this episode as well if you're interested. And the cool thing is that every time you follow one of these tutorials, you'll have like it's a minor success, you know, like it's learning and actually doing something, because they don't take that much. Like they don't take a lot of time to complete, you know.
No.
Let's say you do like you do a little here and there over a week, you'll have your first, you know, logo or cool text or whatever. So
And again, like with Photoshop, Illustrator is not for free. So
no, you need to have the you know, the package. But I'm guessing like a lot of people listening, like some of you probably have, you know, the full versions.
Yeah.
And you're probably the ones that are interested mostly in this part. So, you know, sometimes we talk about Procreate. Not everyone has Procreate either, because not everyone has a you know,
iPad.
super expensive iPad. So we'll try to keep these tips and stuff like a bit, you know, like mixed, so you all can have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
To cater to y'all. But
Cool.
that's it for Toolies.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, that sounded like we knew what we were talking about.
Did it?
No.
Moving on.
Yes. You want any fives with that? Okay, we're back. The best part of the podcast, according to Thomas.
According to Thomas, and we
he
all
also
know
wants us to make them 4 hours again, so we can keep him company at work, or at least half the day.
I'll just leave it
Just
sort of
keep
going,
it going, like
so
static.
you get white noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hear us throw darts for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And that's 4 hours.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
retro time.
Retro.
I can start since I've seen the most. I've seen nothing.
Awesome.
Robert, you go.
Yeah, I have also
Cover
seen
for
that.
me. Cover for me.
No, but we can, I guess, break down some old and goldies. So the first one that popped into my head is Man on Fire.
Man on Fire.
Remember this golden nugget?
Yes, I actually did, but I only remember the basic plot of it, and no more, no less.
And I think that's the perfect time to sort of rewatch it. I don't know if Maria's seen it.
Nah, maybe.
Because this is one of those movies that she's going to enjoy as well.
Yeah.
Because it is very heartfelt. It's a very dark sort of drama, but then turns into this revenge flick type thing. Like if you haven't seen
I
it,
love
I don't
that
wanna
term,
spoil.
though, revenge flick. It's
Yes.
like chick flick, revenge flick, you know?
Yeah.
Just like different
Stoner
flicks.
flick.
Stoner flicks, yeah. Just
What
like
else? What else?
Dick flicks.
Dick flick. Yeah.
That's that thing, right?
Yeah, I love those.
Never heard
Flip
that
up,
one.
flip close.
Flip up, flip close. Flick. Flick up. Flick up.
But Man on Fire, Denzel Washington and Dakota Fanning.
Yeah, shit. Yes, it is.
Early
early
Dakota,
days, yeah.
when she's still young and cute.
In my head, it was like, this man is on fire.
That's pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
it's
Denzel Washington on fire.
Exactly. No, it's Denzel Washington plays this really, really depressed ex-military, I guess, super agent or something that has reached that point in life where nothing feels good or happy, or it's just dark. And then he just randomly takes this job because he needs some money as a bodyguard for this family and to protect this little girl, Dakota Fanning. And that sparks emotions, and he starts actually connecting with this person. And then what happens when somebody takes that person away and reignites the monster that is Denzel on fire.
On fire. Denzel on fire.
So that's like the premise of the movie, and it is fantastic.
Dakota fantastic.
It's the only thing that I kind of have an issue with is sort of the artsy-fartsy cutting in between different things. It's very, like, if you watch it again,
Who's
you're
the
gonna,
director?
I don't remember. I think maybe Roland Emmerich or something like that.
Remember.
This was just me dragging the name out of my ass. But
We never do that.
it is somebody that has done something before and probably after.
Cool guy.
Oh, yeah. I'm not picking up my phone. I'm not checking
No,
this.
no. We're just...
It's better to just spitball.
Mhm.
No, but apart from those sort of artsy-fartsy in-between cuts that feels like they go on maybe a little too long at some stages. You remember that seizure program that they watched in The Simpsons? Seizure robots or seizure... No. That's kind of what it feels like, though. Like you're watching something that's gonna generate an epileptic seizure because it's like very blinking lights, and it's supposed to be gritty and like edgy, but it's a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay, I get
the
it.
movie is so extremely good that
you can oversee
like
that.
yeah, you don't think about it. I think I was probably the only one thinking about it.
Mhm.
But
So-
Sana loved it as well. We had to, of course, see it in 2 days because she
Sana.
managed 15 minutes the first time and then the rest of the movie the other time.
Cool.
But she really, really enjoyed it, and which just means that it's a movie that everybody will like. But yeah, that is, I'd say, at least the top recommendation from this week when it comes to normal movies. But then I watched that animated TMNT movie. So the first computer animated Turtles movie.
That I never enjoyed.
That-
I tried. I saw it several times.
I don't know why I keep going back to it. There's something with it that I really enjoy, but it's not anything
Is it
special.
just because they're dark? Like,
Maybe
they have
because they're not dark. It just
no,
looks
what I mean,
dark.
like it looks dark,
Yeah.
and it is like when they're in shadow.
Because they're
I get it.
really silly, and it's a very goofy type movie, but there's just something with it that I enjoy. It doesn't get better with multiple viewings either. It's just
Yeah, I know. I'd just rather watch the actual Ninja Turtle
Yeah.
movies than the new ones, the live action ones that are weird. But guilty pleasure. It's like Hellboy.
yeah.
Like you watch it and you're like, all the effects are garbage, but there is something.
You still have fun.
Yeah.
yeah. And with
Yeah,
this,
I think that's
yeah.
what it is. Like you accept them for what they are and not what they didn't achieve.
Yeah.
And you just watch it.
And it's like, and this is something that I've had pretty much throughout this whole week in my head. But every time I see something that I don't enjoy, I'm like, well, this was still made, you know? Like
Yeah.
it
I
just
wanna-
gives me hope for
Yeah.
whatever I'm doing. That it's like, well, somebody still put money into this project. So maybe if I just turn my my squad into turtles, it'll be the next Turtles movie. No, but there's some comfort in watching really shitty stuff that's still been made. Somebody's paid a
Dude,
lot of money.
Bruce Willis, one of the
Yes.
highest paid actors, or not highest paid actor, but a very famous actor. He was in the what is it, like Razzies, whatever the
Razzies.
Yeah, the Razzies. Thank you. The non-Oscars.
Yeah, on the opposite side.
On the opposite spectrum. Yeah, worst movies. He fought in a category all of his own because he starred in 8 movies that were all nominated in this, and he won one of them because he was
He was the only one nominated.
one in that category. So he was like 8 other movies, all by Bruce Willis.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
Yeah, it was
That
something.
is
I don't know the exact numbers, but it was like
amazing.
it was something along those lines. It
Oh.
was the best fucking
He
thing
must
I've
be
read.
so proud of himself.
Like they mentioned other people as well. There was some musical or something, but I just focused on that Bruce Willis one because it
That's
was
amazing.
so good. It's like 8 other categories, all starring Bruce Willis in some way.
Was he
And-
there? Do you know?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like the guy that takes that lightly.
No, because Halle Berry was there to accept her prize for Catwoman.
Catwoman.
Yeah, she was there.
Boss.
That is
boss.
really
That is boss. Like I'll respect
owning it. Yeah.
anyone who goes through the Razzies and gets their reward.
Yeah.
And like,
Thank you guys, and
thank
like
you
laughing.
for hating this. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to thank anyone. Just do like a little fun speech. Have Ricky Gervais help you write it. I don't know.
Yeah,
But-
slaughter them all.
Own it. Like,
Yes.
It is the best thing you can do, and it'll just get you love. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Exactly. Don't be a Will Smith.
And that. Yeah, go around punching everyone in the crowd at the Razzies.
Maybe it should be Will Smack instead.
Will.
What
dude,
did Will say to
dude.
Chris Rock's face?
Slap. Yeah. That was the first joke I came up with when I thought about
Nice.
it as well. And also, like, if Will Smith ever tries to high five you, duck. But it was a lot of fun stuff on Twitter today.
Yes. Oh, I saw. Did you see Conan O'Brien's?
No.
He was like, "Does anybody have a late night talk show I could borrow for just this
For
Monday?
this
I just
man.
need it for a few minutes."
Yeah, it was a strange moment.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Yeah. What the fuck happened?
Mm-hmm.
What else have I seen? I've seen.
But also, we gotta before we move on from
Yeah.
that, we also got to give some love to Thomas for the Batman meme on Discord that he connected it to. You know, when Batman slaps Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Straight circle.
Straight circle.
Fuck yeah.
Very nicely done, dude.
Very nice.
He also started a Twitter account just to post that. Very good, man. I had to retweet. He was like, "Is this like a?" It was like a teaser for a new Batman movie, upcoming Batman movie. You know that?
Yeah. Oh, no.
It's funny
Oh.
because it looks exactly like that meme. Like, except that they're like in different. Like Batman is, you know, with his back towards us. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
And one of my favorite jokes was like, "Oh, now his mom's gonna send him back to Bel Air or something like
Yeah,
that." I
yeah.
was like, "Yeah. Very nice." Go internet, and it's so fast. It's so fast how much fun stuff comes out
Just
of their misery.
exploded.
Yeah,
Oh,
unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's gonna suck being famous, like that level of fame.
Will he ever be making any movies
Oh,
again
I
after
think
this?
it's no problem. I don't
Really?
think so. Yeah,
Maybe this was like the respawning of his career now. Well, he did get
but he did
the Oscar.
he did get the Oscar for the Vanessa Williams movie thingy. So
And also got standing ovations for it.
for
so-
slapping,
Yeah.
No.
yeah. And that is probably
That's
why.
what he got an Oscar for.
Like,
We weren't gonna nominate you, but
good job.
good job.
Yeah.
For best
slap.
right hand slap, Will Smith. And moving on.
Moving on.
What have you seen?
What was I thinking? Have you seen the Joker scene? The deleted Joker scene from the new Batman?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, everyone, dude. I was doing what was I doing? I was doing something at the time. I think it was in Clubhouse even. And I was talking to what was it? Maybe I don't know what I was doing. I was doing something. I think it was Clubhouse. But I was getting messages like all the time. And it was Matthias, you know, and Mario talking about this scene cuz at the moment someone else in that room like, "Oh, did you guys see the Joker thing?" I think everyone's texting me about the said Joker scene, but I haven't seen it.
Same
I
happened to me,
don't know
but it was
but
perfect timing to get the YouTube link.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, oh yeah, I have time now.
Mm.
I mean, it wasn't anything special,
I
really.
didn't care.
It was just like, well, why did they remove it? It felt unnecessary.
Yeah, that's what I heard about that it was about. Yeah.
Yeah. And it felt so much better than the scene that we did get in the movie, like that Riddler Joker thing.
Weird moment.
It was such a weird moment. It felt so forced. Whereas this felt like a genuine thing where he goes to Arkham and just...
So why did they cut him?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought that was why they posted it.
No.
But I'm not... The thing is, I enjoyed the movie, you know, like just watching it for what it is, and I hated the last part.
Yeah.
But I'm not interested.
No.
That's the thing. Like, it was an okay Batman movie. I just don't care.
Exactly. It
Like,
wasn't like the greatest thing ever.
No. I'm not gonna rewatch it anytime soon.
Same.
And also, I'm not interested about anything extra about it. If he makes another one, I'll probably watch it
Yeah.
and see where it goes.
Yeah, because I'm interested to see how they're going to carry on this thing.
Same
like,
here.
what's going to happen. And also because they've been talking about having Mr. Freeze, like, actually do a good version of Mr. Freeze for once. That could be pretty nice, because I think the backstory with, well, Mr. Freeze as a character
Maybe
is
we
just
should
cool.
watch that movie again.
With Arnold.
Yeah, and Clooney.
Yeah,
And
the Nips.
the gang.
Yeah, because that's like one of the most hated Batman movies ever.
But going in with the right mentality
I
is
think,
going to make it awesome.
We should do that.
Yeah, I think
we should
so.
do that next
Just
week.
bring your whiskey and watch.
Oh yeah, I'll bring 2. That would be a lot of fun.
Dude, I think that movie is going to be so much better now than
yeah.
it was ever back then. Like, just because
Arnold.
mindset,
Arnold.
dude, Arnold
One-liners,
very much,
yes.
just one-liners, all of it. And then just being hyper aware of all the silly shit that maybe when they made it, that's the reaction they wanted. Because it feels like when you watch it, you're like, or like when you've seen like clips from it now, you're like, they didn't make this seriously. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just like, you saw the prior Batmans and you were like, this is going to be the same.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Because
It
it's
was
the
like,
same director from Batman and Robin.
Mm.
So and that one was okay
Yeah.
with Val Kilmer.
Yeah, Val Kilmer and that guy from
the other
that
guy.
other show
Exactly.
that I can't for the life of me think of.
Navy CIS.
Yeah, yes,
Hawaii,
exactly.
yeah, whatever
before
that
he
is.
got.
But so like, what happened? It's such a it's weird.
But
I would love to see it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Let's set that up. It's been a while since we did that.
And also,
like,
I think
retro thing.
Thomas wanted us to actually watch Velociraptor that we've talked about. Pastor, I mean,
Yeah.
sorry. Velocipastor that we've talked about for a long while.
Yeah, I think we owe it to the whole community.
Yes, to watch that movie.
So maybe prioritize that one.
Yeah, so we'll watch
So
that
we'll
one
watch
first,
Batman.
and then that's because it's the one we can get a hold of.
Exactly.
Unless Max can legally, unlegally, allegedly download it for us.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Borrow it, I mean.
But the Batman one I have on DVD.
VHS.
Yeah, that too. I think it's on HBO also. But
I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
why?
because it's Warner
Yeah.
Brother. You got a Warner Brother.
I'm gonna warn a brother before you watch that shit. But
yeah.
what else you have?
What else I have? What else I have?
Have else, Robert.
What else I have?
Thank you for listening.
More or
I think
less.
that's what we have.
Yeah, I know I've seen other stuff, but I haven't seen stuff. You didn't check out the cooking show, the baking thing?
Oh shit, no.
No.
I realized yesterday when I was writing and uploading that I had not when we got to that part.
Had not.
And I was gonna, but then you sent me the script, and I was like, I'd rather read the script.
Oh,
and
nice.
that's something
Thanks,
and that's something that I wanted to say. Fuck.
Trash the script,
man,
Ilias.
no.
Trash the script.
No, you said something. Fuck, I don't remember the context, but you said something just a while back now, a couple of minutes ago, that kind of referred to it. And I was like, the fact that there are some movies out there that give you hope.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, about Batman.
Mhm.
Thing is, like, I don't want to watch that extra shit. I'm not interested. I'm looking more forward to stuff like your script. That kind of, like, it takes all the stuff that we love, but doesn't make a remake out of it.
No.
It takes the stuff and then makes something else out of it. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, I'm so, like, all these reboots and stuff, like, they're all fairly meh. So imagine if they took, like, the best parts and made a new something.
Exactly. And that's the whole concept of this story.
I know. And I see a lot of, like, the stuff that we thought was cool as kids.
Yeah.
And and you're putting it into this melting pot that is your brain, and just let's see where the fuck this goes.
Exactly.
And then I'll pull back on.
It's driving. I'm just sitting there. Like,
basically, Let's just exactly. Like, let's just like put the brake or the pedal to the metal, and then just see where this car ends up.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be like that video of the Tesla that they just floor. No one's in the car, I think, and then it just flies over like somewhere, I think in California. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. Yeah. And it just flies. They're
What
so
the fuck?
fast. Yeah, it goes to like, I think I don't remember how many miles an hour, but it just like in 3 seconds it can like speed up really fast. Yeah, so you just see it like
Wow.
fly down one of those like
Hills or
one of those hills. Looks
Wow.
it looks basically like something like Fast and the Furious,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
All right, send that to me. I need to see this.
Yeah, I don't know where I saw it. It was Clubhouse. But yeah, I have nothing. You have nothing.
I apparently have nothing. Yeah, there is nothing.
Yeah, there is nothing.
It's so sad.
It isn't.
No.
But it is.
But it kind of is.
But I think it's...
It also reflects on how busy we've been this prior week.
like we usually say we're busy, but we've been really busy.
But it's also just been a couple of days since we...
Oh, yeah, that is
It's only
actually
been-
probably the thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
we recorded on a Wednesday. Yeah.
So yeah, that's on us. But
That's
yeah,
on life.
that's on life. Life is life.
I take no responsibility. Life
No.
is life.
Thank you, love.
No.
Thank you, life.
And all you listening.
No.
And we're out. Is this like the shortest episode ever?
It might be, yes.
Holy shit.
And you're welcome.
Yes, you are. Except Thomas. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But we love you.
Peace out, bitches.
Hell, yo!